How are we doing, guys? And welcome back to All These TV. Apologies for this incredibly late stream. It was all Phil's fault. Phil was holding us up. You know, he was holding the old show up there. I mean, it was Phil's fault. But I do apologise, guys. We have got a new bit of software in place. It was a bit of struggles. When I say a bit of struggles, I was struggling to use it. I was swearing a little bit on camera. I was having a bit of a panic. And Phil was just spent the whole time just laughing, basically. But thanks very much for waiting, guys. Thank you very much for waiting. I think Phil's got control of the comments there. Has he? Is that Phil doing that?
Me, don't worry.
Okay. I was having a panic. I thought it was someone from the second world or something doing that. Anyway, right. This is your player ratings for Southampton. Hang on, why have I got text above my face now?
There's nothing over your face. You're fine.
It's not. Anyway, right. Doesn't matter. Player ratings. Leeds 1, Southampton 0. But first and foremost, our fantastic sponsors back on the channel, Football Prizes. I've got an unbelievable prize on offer for you guys to go through. First and foremost, it is a Marcelo Bielsa signed and custom framed Leeds United shirt from the 2019-2020 promotion season. What an unbelievable prize this is, guys. Unbelievable prize. Marcelo Bielsa signed and framed custom Leeds United shirt. You have not got long on this one, guys. You have not got long. Tuesday, tomorrow, this one closes. Tuesday evening. You need to get on this as quickly as possible. There is not many tickets left available if you do want this fantastic prize. Check it out, guys. Marcelo Bielsa signed and custom framed Leeds United shirt from the 2019-2020 promotion season. And this today actually marks the year since Marcelo left the club. I know it was a sad time then, but this is a fantastic prize on offer as well. So that is first and foremost. So Phil, anyway, okay, it's all right. I can see text. I don't know why I can see text. This software's rattling me, I'm not going to lie. Phil, Elon Melier, get us started off, mate.
I can see text over your face now as well.
See, I told you. This is...
Let's just not show anybody's comments. We'll get used to this eventually. Yes. The game on Saturday. To be honest, look, I'm gonna do my usual here, and I'm gonna get shouted at for giving low ratings because everyone's gonna be in a good mood, and I am in a great mood. Look, okay, and I was at the game. I thought, I'll be honest, until 70 minutes, I thought it was two terrible football teams, and we were just the less worse of the two. It was a bit like the week before, but we were Everton, basically. I think we deserved to win the game in the end. I think, in all honesty, the last 70 minutes, I mean, the last 20 minutes, as soon as Jorginho Ruta came on, he made a difference, and we definitely looked like we definitely looked like the better team for the last 20 minutes. But you know, the first hour, it's hard to pretend that was a fun game to watch. It was painful at times, but the thing that Javi Gracia has done, obviously, since he's come in, is in a short space of time, we've kept a clean sheet. That can't be an accident. He's tidied that stuff up at the back. He's obviously introduced a little bit more width. We saw a lot more of Jack Harrison and Willie Gnonto hugging the touchline. Both fullbacks bombing on, specifically Firpo, of course. There was refreshing changes, and I think the most important thing at the weekend was just to get 3 points. We absolutely needed a win. It was a result that we all craved, and just the sheer sense of relief for the last couple of days. I can't remember the last time I actually felt happy after a Leeds United weekend. So I'll let the man with a shitload of text in front of his face.
Can someone get rid of this text? I don't even know how to get rid of this text. Every time I think it's going, it just keeps coming back.
Should we swap over every time?
It was like Jesse Marsh at Leeds. Every time you think he's going, it keeps coming back. Anyway, there is no writing on Phil's face. See, now you know what it's like in my shoes, mate. Elon Melier, again, doesn't really test it. Did Southampton have a shot on target, mate?
There was the Onuachu that was kind of parried, and then he got up and grabbed it.
Yeah, it's quite routine. I suppose the Ward Prowse one as well was a decent save, obviously to catch it and that lot. I don't know. I mean, numbers wise, so remind me, mate, what were you going for Meslier?
For Meslier, I just went 6. To be honest,
yeah, I'll go at 6.
It wasn't exactly like he needed to pull out any worldies.
Exactly.
About his distribution, nothing happened for him all game really, apart from 2 little things.
I think we can settle on a 6. Why would anyone want to stream when the text is over your face? Like, why is this even a feature of the software? I don't even get why it's a feature. It could ever come in handy at one point, and fair enough, but why is this even a feature? I've already seen comments in the thing saying bring back StreamYard. We will not bring back StreamYard because they are absolute rip-offs with StreamYard, by the way. Absolute rip-offs. Anyway, right, so this is absolutely mad, isn't it? Let's move on to Luke Ayling. I thought Luke Ayling, to be fair, recent form has been really good. I think slowly getting back to better levels. I thought Luke Ayling was fine, to be honest, in the game. I'll go about 7. Phil?
I think I'm not going to be going too high for many people, but for me, Ayling, I thought both fullbacks were good. I thought one was obviously a little bit better than the other, but I haven't gone more than 7 for anybody. Again, spoiler alert. So I've gone 6.5 for Ayling. There wasn't a right lot to say. There wasn't anything. Like I said, for 70 minutes of the performance, I don't think we were we were that good. We just did enough to go and win the game. So for me, I know people might think it's a little low on the rating side because I should be happier with 1, but I've just gone 6.5.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I mean, hopefully our sound's okay, guys. A couple of comments about sound. Hopefully that at least is okay, even if the Phil, your head position there is absolutely spot on, by the way.
I saw
that is absolutely sensitive. That is cool. Thinking on your feet, that son. That is absolutely superb stuff. That. And talking of thinking on his feet, I don't know where this is going to come into, but Junior Firpo. Let's talk about the left back situation. I thought Junior Firpo, best player on the pitch for us, to be honest. Not just because of the goal. I thought second half, some crucial blocks, crucial little interceptions that could have led to Southampton chances. I actually have gone an 8 for Junior Firpo.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, we have got this disparity between us where you're always 1 higher, so I don't feel bad. But I went 7. He is my man of the match. It was a better performance than we've seen from him a year ago. I mean, I now have a cat called Firpo watching me do this stream.
You need to emphasise the Firpo bit. The Firpo bit.
Just Firpo. We just call her Firpo. She's around here somewhere. But if you would have told me this time last year, I'd be sat in a room with a kitten called Firpo because he's played Worldies 5 games in a row.
This time last fucking week, mate.
Well, yeah. No. I said to you on the big match preview, I've been happy with him.
You did.
So he's for me, he's slowly becoming like, from back in the 0102 days, from Danny Mills and that chant, Danny Mills is fucking brilliant. And we started that chant because it was just pure irony and everyone thought it was shit. The chants for Firpo originally kind of were that. And I think he's becoming like a little bit of Danny Mills. Like, hopefully he doesn't go on to be as shit a pundit, but fucking a cult hero status incoming for Junior Firpo, I'm telling you.
Danny Mills was never a cult hero, though.
Yeah, but it's coming for Firpo. The last 20 minutes the other day, the songs that were coming out.
Yeah, I thought it was class.
It was brilliant. The most fun I've had Ellen Road for. I mean, it's not hard considering I haven't seen us win in nearly a year. So, my first win at Ellen Road since Bielsa left. So, I never saw Marsh win. But Firpo is back, and that's why we're good now. So, yeah, Firpo, 7 man of the match.
I see. I'm sticking with my 8. I'm being solid on my 8 here. I'm going to be stubborn and dig my heels in on this 8 as well.
Okay, you can have it.
He's let me have it. Anyway, right. So let's talk about the centre backs. Robin Koch, first and foremost, I thought was fine in the game. Yeah. 7, pretty standard stuff. 7-ish, something like that.
I went higher for Verba out of the 2 centre backs. I thought Verba had a slightly better game. I think he's more my kind of player, but I
agree with that.
I think I went 6 for Koch. I thought it was just an average performance. He did obviously handle Onuachu quite well. I think they both did between them, but yeah, for me, 6 for Robin Koch. I'm just slightly lower than you.
Okay. Well, let's go on to Max then. Max Verber. I went a 7, but
Yeah.
I did think Verber did have a better game than Koch. If you're going to go like in terms of if I was ranking it, I'd go Verber above Koch. But I think he's just been outstanding. I think he's been as solid as ever. Although he did have one hiccup in the game, but he recovered superbly where he gave the ball away pretty poorly out of possession. But again, I thought solid game. Captain material, effectively the captain on the pitch at this moment in time. 7.
Yeah. No, I went the same number as you. But obviously, I had Firpo at 7 as well, but man of the match. But yeah, they were both on 7. They were the two for me that stood out the most. I mean, a couple of people might talk about the midfield, but I thought those two were the best players on the pitch, Firpo and Verber.
What I've noticed in the text was it's not even in time. Like these messages were from like 10 minutes ago. So it's not even in time, these messages.
Jesus.
We're still talking about Luke. Look at that one there. We're still talking about Luke Hayden on that one. Oh, it's there. It's in time again. It's in time again. Anyway, sorry. It rattled me that.
You've annoyed it now. It's Let's get this stream over with.
Right, okay. The midfield then. Weston McKennie, I thought first half a little bit clumsy. Second half really got into the game. I thought possibly had his best 45 minutes in a Leeds shirt. Passing was nice and crisp. Got on the ball a lot more than what he normally would do. I think like twice as many passes completed as his previous game. Pass completion really solid. Kept things relatively simple. I'm not saying he did really elaborate things on the ball. But I thought he knitted things together pretty well in midfield. Solid off the ball as well. 7 out of 10 for me on Weston McKennie.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone the same for both of them. I don't want to jump ahead too much.
I've actually I'm a little bit different here. I'm a little bit different.
Okay. I mean, for me, I like them both as a pair. I like the way they work together. I think in the ground, I actually didn't think McKennie had a great game. But then since I've watched it back, some of the little bits I didn't notice at the time, because say, for example, the Brendan Aronson shot that gets dragged wide, I completely had no idea that it was actually McKennie that set that up. There was obviously the chance for Aronson where, for me, the pass was quite poor, where there was just the two of them in on goal. We probably should have scored that. But yeah, together they look really good, combative in the midfield. And then the passing accuracy felt worse in the stadium than it did watching it back, and obviously what the stats bore out as well. But I mean, for example, like that Aronson chance that should have been a chance, but nothing came from it. It technically is still a pass completed, and it could get on the end of it, but it's a terrible pass. So yeah, I mean, for me, I thought McKennie had like you said, wasn't great first half, definitely improved second half. I think last 20 minutes, everyone was improved. We actually looked like a generally frightening side after we took the lead. I thought Ruta made a big difference, but I had both the midfielders on 6.5, so you don't have to ask me about Adams. I'm
actually slightly different on Adams. I went slightly lower on Adams, which is very, very rare for me. But I did think there was sometimes where it wasn't a bad performance from side of Adams, but in comparison to what he has been throughout the season, I thought it's probably one of his poorer games this season. And when I say that very much tongue in cheek, because it's still a 6 out of 10. It's still a decent game. He still got stuck in. I just thought a couple of times, he's a little bit, what's the word for it? Casual on the ball. Gave the ball away in some pretty bad areas. Albeit, I know his pass completion rate was pretty good. But the times he did give the ball away, gave the ball away in some really, really poor areas. All in all, I thought he was decent enough. But by Tyler Adams' standards, it was actually probably one of his quieter games. But yeah, he did his job. All in all, 6 out of 10. I still thought the midfield won the battle against Southampton ultimately.
And that's keep being more Prowse quiet, and
he did that job. So I can't ask for much more than that. I thought he did a decent job. I would like to see Rocker in there to maybe make midfield free potentially, to maybe just add a little bit more of a passing range into that midfield free. In terms of, because let's be honest, we'll talk about these later on as well, but Brendan Aronson and Jack Harrison aren't really doing it in the 10 role. So I think for me, rather than having the number 10, let's put another midfielder in there. Similar kind of shape, but just with an extra midfielder rather than number 10. I'd personally like to see Rocker in that left side, McKennie on that right. Because I thought McKennie and Ayling actually had a pretty decent link-up at times in that second half on the right. There was one time when McKennie lovely little flick. And Aylan read it. Aylan knew straight away it was coming to him. And then when Crescencio came on as well, I thought really nice combinations on that side between Aylan, McKennie, and Crescencio as well. And we've not seen a lot down that right, to be honest, from a creative point of view. So it is something we could maybe try and look at. But who knows? Who knows? Right. So let's talk about Jack Harrison then. Jack Harrison started on the right wing.
Yeah.
I thought he got better when he switched on to the left. I thought it suited him better. I can't think of one game this season where Jack Harrison looked good on the right wing, to be honest with you. I like Jack Harrison as a player. I have to call it as I see it. I just don't think he's a right winger. I don't think he has the angles to play as a right winger.
Natural left winger.
He's better on the outside where he's playing at one angle, cross the ball in, attack on the outside, and not have to mess around on the inside. I think he's much better at doing that. A 6 out of 10 for me on Jack Harrison.
Yeah, I went slightly higher. Obviously, got the assist. Not that should sway things too much, but I just went 6.5. I thought he was okay. Had a solid performance, and again, like you said, improved definitely on the left-hand side to the right. But even when he was on the right-hand side in the first half, I remember a couple of times. So obviously, I went with the missus and Lad and Dad and Chris, and there was a couple of times where I just looked at Lad and went, "Oh, that first touch is back," even on his weaker foot. And for me, you can always tell with Harrison whether he's on form or not by that first touch. And even in the first half, it was there. He does look better, undoubtedly, on the left than he does on the right. I think Nonto can play both, which is why I would suggest maybe swap him around or maybe take it in turns with him. I'm not sure. But yeah, I definitely prefer Harrison on the left than the right. But I suppose you could say that with pretty much, like you said in the big match preview, you could say that with all of us. Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
We'll be able to get that off now.
This is good. I don't know if we can,
No, he's going to be there. Sean, you're there.
Big thanks to Sean. Big thanks to Sean for the fantastic super chat there, mate. Cheers for that, mate. Harrison 4, crossing is dreadful. I mean, to be honest, first half, I wouldn't have been too far off a 4 out of 10 for Jack Harrison. I did think he improved a lot in the second half. Just doesn't suit that right side. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about Fulham tomorrow as well, mate. So I will come back. There is something I do want to say about Harrison in terms of Fulham.
Don't let him take corners.
That is one of the things. That is one of the things. That is one of the things, to be fair. It wasn't the first thing I was thinking of, but it's one of the things. Big thanks to Lucas as well, just subscribe. That's quite cool, isn't it, to be fair?
It's winning you round, apart from the fact that I've got fucking chat on my face. Do you know what else you can do? You can make it do like this.
Yeah. I know.
Dad would love that. Anyway.
I know. He'd be in his element on this. Right, so let's talk about Brendan Aronson. Brendan Aronson, similar to Jack Harrison, 6.
Yeah, same here, mate. 6. I mean, average performance for Aronson. Normally, I'll be honest, it's rare I go that high for Aronson. I haven't seen him have many a good game since probably right at the start of the season, but this was definitely improved. 6 for Aronson for me from the last few months is an improvement. He has been on a slump of form, but bits of it look good. I just think maybe the link up's not quite there yet, and there is still, like, even with McKennie as such, there's a definite insistence on tippy-tappy stuff with those two in particular, where every touch has to be like a flick or a back heel, or it's like you can get the ball under control. And Aronson excited me at the start of the season where he just got the ball under control and ran at people, whereas recently I haven't seen that as much from him. I'd like to see him do that a bit more. Yeah,
I agree. It's like when Brendan Aronson's final ball, it always makes me go like this.
Oh, here we go. We can't you make that noise though. It cuts you out. Your audio goes. So let's not play that game.
It's all right. I just made the point. Right. So let's talk about left-hand side, Willie Nonto. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a decent enough performance off Willie Nonto. Between a 6 and a 7. I'll go 7. 7 out of 10.
What's between?
I do think he was better than Aronson and Harrison in the game, so 7 out of 10 for me on Wilfred Nonto.
Okay. I mean, just to clarify, what is between a 6 and a 7? It's 6.5. I would go between 6 and a 6.5. So We'll just go.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
No, yeah. I thought, to be honest, not a game where he got me off my seat too many times. I think normally any time he gets in the attacking third, you could normally hear my missus screaming, "Go on, Willie!" from about fucking half a stadium away. She's quite easy to hear. But yeah, we only shouted that once or twice. He didn't get me off my seat too many times. So yeah, as Michael's just said in his comment, definitely doubled up on. So yeah, maybe just one that he didn't affect quite as much as he has in recent games, but still a ridiculously good player to have. And then obviously the fact that he came off and we actually look stronger is not a bad thing at all. You know, if in the last few weeks, if you'd have said to me, Willie Gnonto comes off and Leeds actually go on and win the game, I think I'd have died of shock. So I'm not disappointed to give him a 6.5 for today.
Okay. And then Patrick Bamford, I've just given a standard 6.
Yeah, standard 6. At times ineffective. I think somewhat caught up in the physical battle rather than sort of getting into the game and linking up players much. A lot of grappling with defenders and sort of going down softly and looking for free kicks a lot. But yeah, it'd be nice to see him either take that Rodrigo mantle of not necessarily being involved in the game, but popping up with an instinctive finish, or being the old Bamford, someone who's really involved in the game and helping us by the way that he links up the play. And just the last few weeks haven't really seen him do either. So I'd like to see a bit more from Bamford, but yeah, kind of bang average performance. I wouldn't go as low as 3s and 4s. You know, we got what we needed out of it, but definitely looked a lot stronger when Ruta came on.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, yeah, I'll stick with 6. I could go lower, to be honest. But I'm not going to do that today because Leeds United won against Southampton, of course. But anyway, that's no justification for it either. But I'm not in a bad mood. So
I'm not in the mood to go out and give anything less than a 6. Like, it's so relieving to just be fucking happy for the first time in so long. So
it doesn't feel right though. Somehow, it just doesn't feel right to be happy. But anyway, guys, fantastic prize and offer for you from the fantastic football prizes who are back with All East TV. What about this fourth prize on offer? It is a Marcelo Bielsa signed and custom framed Leeds United shirt for the 2019-2020 promotion season. What an unbelievable prize is on offer. It's got an inbuilt TV and LED lights, so it is going to really stand out in your living room if you are to win this competition. Unbelievable prize on offer, guys. It is the one and only El Loco. Of course, today is a sad day. It does mark a year since Marcelo Bielsa left the club, but what a prize this is on offer for you guys. And just to let you know, this competition ends tomorrow at 7:30. There is only a limited amount of tickets left available on this one, guys, so you need to move quickly. If you do want this one, you need to move quickly. Visit Football Prizes now whilst you're listening to us if you want to, possibly buy a ticket for the raffle. If not, you can use the link in the description down below and you can check it out later on. But you need to move quickly on this one, guys, if you do want this prize this week. So that is that. So unfortunately, Phil, you've still got text on your face. I was wondering, could that possibly trick the system? It hasn't done, unfortunately. It has not tricked the system. It did not work.
Is that why you did it again?
No. I was always going to do it, but I was just thought, you know what? It could sort that out as well, but it hasn't done. Unfortunately not. So, who else came on, Phil?
Basically
substitutions.
Yeah, we didn't do the subs, so
I kind of went to do the subs, and I thought, hang on, I can't remember who did the subs, and I haven't got my list in front of me. I have now got my list in front of me, and we are going to talk about
Somerville, Ruta, and Rocker.
Hang on, Phil. Let me do this. Hang on.
Go on.
I was a bit abrupt. I didn't mean it to be that abrupt. Anyway, Somerville that came on straight away. I'm going to say I'm not far off an 8 out of 10 here, on Somerville. I thought he completely changed the game. I thought he was absolutely superb, and he proved he can do it from the right as well as he can off the left. So it really, really encouraged me, that Somerville performance. Not that I've never kind of doubted his quality, but the fact he could be as good from the right as what he was from the left. Unlucky not to score, made things happen, relentless, played a big part in the goal as well.
Yeah.
It's a 7, but it's a very high 7, put it this way.
Okay. I mean, obviously I only went 2 people on a 7, so I gave Somerville 6.5, but I definitely agree. He changed the game. Him and in fact now I've given another 7 to a substitute, which gives that away. But I gave Somerville 6.5. Again, him and this other person for me came on, changed the game. I think Somerville's proven now as an impact sub. He's probably one of the most effective players we've had in our squad this season. To come off the bench and make a difference, he's made the difference in so many big
For pure
games.
efficiency, he's up there in the Rodrigo levels, I reckon.
Rodrigo's more effective from the start for me, though. Like, all of his goals have basically come when he's played either a full 90 or at least played the first hour and started the game. Whereas Somerville, the impact he's had off the bench this season, so many of his goals. I like 7.25 in there. That's nice. But no, I went 6.5. I'm happy to round up to a 7. Definitely one of the better players on the pitch and hugely involved, obviously, in the goal. Probably should have scored, let's be honest, with the chance right at the end to make it 2-0. Would have been nice to see him get a goal, and 2-0 would have been really pleasing because we probably deserved it the way that we played in that last 20 minutes. Maybe we're a bit fortunate to go ahead. I think we just about deserved to go in front, but then once we'd gone in front, the handbrake seemed to come off a bit. And
there was no looking back. There was no looking back, mate. There was no doubt.
So it would have been nice to see Somerville get that goal. I think better finish, and I would probably have put him on a 7 anyway. So happy to mark him up.
Okay. So other substitutions there were 2 more. Well, again, I can't really rate Mark Rocker because he played 4 minutes. Yeah. So Jorginho Ruta, who I'm assuming is going to be your 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I've also gone 7 out of 10, and I think he's done enough in this game to get a chance from the start against Fulham. To be honest, I think he needs that chance now from the start to really show his quality. And I think he looks like, for the first time, the Ruta that I saw from certainly the highlights and bits of footage from Hoffenheim. Really, this was really encouraging for Jorginho Ruta today. He massively, again, like Somerville, just changed the balance of the game, really put a different angle on the game, different perspective on it, linked up really well. And he was kind of playing number 9, but he was kind of everywhere, but in a good way. So I've gone 7 out of 10. Yeah,
obviously same number as you, but in your words, from what you were saying earlier, I'd say a really high 7. So obviously I've got 3 people on a 7. Same. Firpo for me, obviously man of the match because he played the full 90 minutes, got the goal, and was good before the goal defensively as well, which is quite weird for me to ever have actually said. Obviously he's always good going forward, but going back, he was all right. One mistake, but he cleaned up after himself. But Ruta for me obviously changed the game when he came on. First time I've seen him look good in a Leeds shirt, so hopefully that will do him the world of confidence. It's a short amount of minutes as well for me to start handing out man of the match, but really made a difference to not just the way we played, but the result. And he probably deserved to have been involved in getting a second goal for us as well. But the way that he just took people on, taking the piss in the corners, really got into the post-match celebrations as well. Fucking love the post-match celebrations. But definitely tomorrow night, whether it's a case of squad rotation or whether it's a case of start them together, I'd be really surprised to see anything other than Ruta getting a full night. Well, either a start at least. Sorry, but ideally the full 90. If you
I agree. I think it's time now. I think this is the time to do it. With Rodrigo out of the picture for the time being, a couple of months or so. Hopefully not that long, but quite possibly a couple of months.
Back end of March. He said before the international break, but.
Yeah, but this is Leeds United and injury problems. We know you have to apply a taxation to this. Unfortunately, I hate tax, but you have to apply a taxation to this.
So you're talking about next season's international breaks?
Possibly. Didn't specify which international break, so it's one of those things. Let's talk a little bit about Fulham, mate, because we've done the pretty quick player ratings there by our standards. Anyway, you've not rambled on and tried to argue with every single rating I've done.
Rambled on. I know Chris Dalkin would disagree with you there. Go on.
Right, let's talk a bit about Fulham. My hot take is I want to see, when all are available, I want to see Somerville, Nonto and Sinisterra in the same starting 11. And it can happen now. It can be done. Yeah. Big thanks to Sean again for another super chat there, mate. Thanks very much for that. Nonto 10 for giving it loads in the celebrations. I love that.
He got running onto the pitch and then back off it.
Yeah. it's one of them
Bollocks,
things. It's
innit?
one of them things. It's fine. It's fine. He's not going to accumulate loads of bookings as he will for Nanto, so I'm not that concerned about him getting suspended.
As much as I love it, he's a bit of a twat, so I can see him.
He won't. He won't. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Anyway, right. So Fulham, not necessarily just for this game, but just think of the future. Why can't we play Somerville on the right, Nanto in the 10, Sinisterra on the left, and then Rutter or Bamford up top? Can that work, Philip? Can that work?
For me, we could definitely get them all on the pitch together, but I would say, from what I saw of the formation, it was 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2, and I would like to see if Bamford is playing. Or it's either Bamford or Rutter for me, but Bamford or Rutter up front with Willie Nanto, and then your Somerville and Sinisterra on either wing.
Well, yeah. It can still work like that.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was more of a 4-2-3-1, to be honest, on Saturday. But I'm not saying that could quite easily change. We know if Javi Gracia that he does tend to change things up quite a lot. He doesn't tend to go with the same system every single game, so it could be quite easily cooking something up for Chelsea. We might see a little bit of a change against Fulham, but yeah, actually, let's do a rate.
More attacking players on the pitch in a game like tomorrow night, where it's kind of, if we win, fucking great, it's a bonus. But if we lose, it really doesn't bother me if we go out the cup. I don't want us to put a weekend side out or anything like that. I'd love to see us give it a go, but I wouldn't be upset to see a more reserved side against Chelsea on Saturday. If he is going to take a risk tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. I still think we'll go for the attacking system. It's 4-2-3-1 for me. If you've got a front four, that is still quite an attacking system either way. So I don't disagree with that at all. But let's just do a quick rating for Javi Gracia, actually. I mean, for me, I'm going an 8 because I thought he adapted to the game well. I thought his substitutions were good. I think the fact that we had some of our best players not on the pitch, and I thought the fact defensively we looked a lot better as well. I've got an 8 out of 10. I'm not getting too carried away just yet, but I liked what I saw on Saturday. Not performance-wise so much. I thought it's a little bit not the best to watch, but it was the nature of the match we were playing in. So I wasn't reading too much into that going into this game. And I think if you're looking into that a lot and expecting beautiful football from the off, it just isn't going to happen. I've got an 8 on Javi Gracia.
I wouldn't go as far as an 8 just because I didn't go any higher than a 7 for any of the players. And like you just said, end of the day, it was 20th in the Premier League versus 19th in the Premier League, and it really looked like that for at least 60 to 70 minutes. I'm not saying he got anything wrong. I think it was always going to be attritional, and he did what he had to do in the way that we set up and the way that he changed the game. End of the day, the thing that a manager will be judged on is how they change the game with their substitutions. And I suppose perhaps I am being slightly harsh and giving a 7 because I didn't go any higher for anyone else, but he did change the game with the subs, so maybe I should go higher.
Go higher.
I'll happily meet you in the middle on a 7.5, Oscar.
Of course you would. Of course you did that. But yeah, listen, this is a big week for Javi Gracia and Leeds United as well, of course. In terms of, I think the FA Cup, I still want to have a go at the FA Cup. I still think it is something we can have a go at. I think in terms of extra games now, it's not a massive concern. It's only going to be a couple. Unless we got all the way to the final, it's only going to be a couple of games. So it's not really going to make a massive difference to our season. Of course, depth's going to be a bit more stretched, but I don't see any reason why not to take it really seriously. I think in terms of the back four, especially,
we need the confidence as well. It will help.
I want to settle back four first and foremost. I want to see that same back four play again. Aiden, Koch, Verba, Firpo. Let's try it again. Fulham's going to test us out more, like some Mitrovic, Willian, Solomon. Players like that. They have got good Pereira. They have got good players in that team. We have got really good players going forward. So, yes, I would like to see a settled back line. And yes, I know about Rodrigo. I understand that. But again, that was just ridiculous. I mean, the thing with that one for me is that we were 3-0 up in the game and we put Rodrigo on. I still don't understand the reason for that. On that pitch against Accrington, the tackles were flying in at that point in the game. Accrington had nothing to lose at that point in the game. I do think this is a little bit different. Of course, the thing is, you can pick up injuries at any point, but I thought at that point against Accrington, that's very different to
it's starting. Top scorer as well. There's no need to take that risk.
Yeah, the situation was different. The game was won at that point. I'm talking about from 0-0. I want to take it seriously, because if we go out and lose like 2-0 or 3-0 tomorrow and get totally outplayed, confidence is battered again. It is, if we're being totally honest, because Fulham is one of those games where when we come to play them towards the back end of the season, we might need a result out of that. Quite possibly need a result out of that at that point. So it would be massively denting to confidence to lose to still technically a newly promoted team. Let's not forget. Listen, I think Fulham are a much better team than us at this moment in time. I'd be stupid to not agree with that. But it would hurt the confidence quite a bit if we put in another poor show in tomorrow. So, yeah, I'd go with a fully settled back four, and it's ahead of that where I'd make the changes. I'd also stick with Meslier. I don't see the point in putting Robles in. I just think let's play Meslier into form. It's not like Robles has been particularly great in the other cup games. Not for me. Meslier to keep his place as well for me.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I haven't been impressed at all by and I was at Cardiff away as well. So, and I was sat right behind Joe Robles, and I didn't like him, to be honest. I don't think he's done enough to earn a place, and Meslier obviously could do with having. I mean, the clean sheet on Saturday will do the world of good for Meslier, because fifth of the season he could do with bumping those numbers up, especially after the mistake at Everton. So yeah, let him play his way into form like some of the other players are doing. Give players like Ruter a chance to get some minutes under his belt and play himself into form. Brendan Aronson should be playing tomorrow night. People will say that's strong anyway, but he needs to put himself back into form. Keep Firpo playing. Another man of the match performance from Firpo. I think if I was tempted to make any change, it would only be slight. Maybe like if Liam Cooper is available and can play minutes, give Cooper some minutes. I know you
I hear what you're saying, but I just think keep that back line settled as much as you can going into Chelsea.
Would you not be tempted to even swap out a Rasmus for an Ayling? Because I think Rasmus could do with getting some.
Ayling on current form. I think when Ayling's got this momentum building, which he has, I think last couple of weeks. Yeah. The fact he's done a really good job on Rashford back to back. He thought he played decent at Everton.
I'm not thinking so much form for players like Ayling. I'm thinking more managing minutes for the players that are over 30.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in it, but I just think Ayling. We've seen before, even at Championship level, when Ayling's got a run of form going, I just think let him stick at it. I think we've seen it before when he's got momentum. Let him keep that momentum, and that's been something he's struggled for the last 2 years. So, but I can hear it. I can hear that. In terms of bringing Christensen or Cooper in, I can see the argument for that.
Try Rocker in three in the midfield.
Yeah, you could try. That's what I'd be more up for. Trying some, because I thought defensively we looked fine. I think last couple of weeks we looked pretty fine defensively. I think it's ahead of that now that we might need to try different things, and I'm happy to try different things. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard. It's always hard to predict a cup team because you just don't know how serious Javi Gracia is going to take this one.
I think he will. I think he'll see it as a chance to develop confidence and get minutes into legs and
it's not the other thing as well. Sorry, just to say, is in terms of Javi Gracia's style of football, it's not like it's the most intense in terms of compared to like Jesse Marsh and Marcelo Bielsa. It's not that the players have become lazy now under Javi Gracia, but it's not.
They're not going to be
pressing
the burnout, are they? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's less of that. It is a bit more settled off the ball. We play like a Spanish team in terms of off the ball. In terms of it is a lot more settled and controlled and measured in that lot, and it's not running around almost pointlessly at times. There is a bit more control to it, and I think you saw kind of on Saturday that even late into the game, the energy levels are still really good. We only made 3 subs compared to Southampton's 5. And again, even one of those was really late on. So it seemed okay to me in terms of fitness-wise. It's being managed quite well. I thought under Jesse Marsh, we burnt out after 60, 70 minutes pretty much every game. So I think there's less concern for me if we play pretty much a full 11, to be honest, tomorrow night. I just think the confidence is the main thing at this moment in time. And listen, injuries worry me a little bit. Injuries do worry me, but we can always take players off and bring other players on. And obviously don't play players that are carrying anything. If the players are carrying a little knock or slight injury, don't risk them. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I've got to say on that, really, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be tempted to manage minutes of certain players, but I'd also want to go strong. And put it this way: if we go through, buzzing. If we don't, nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's not a problem. End of the day, staying in the league is the most important thing. But a good result tomorrow night and going through, even if we pick up like Liam Cooper plays 30 minutes and pulls a hamstring, I can understand why people would say, obviously, I don't want to pick up injuries, but yeah, the more confidence you can get into these players, and let's be honest, if we are currently feeling quite confident in Javi Gracia coming in and doing a good job, I'd take finishing 17th if it meant, instead of the idea of, he gets us all the way up to 12th. If we get 12th and we get knocked out against Fulham, or we have the opportunity to finish 17th and get to a semi-final, I'd rather finish 17th and get to a semi-final. I'm not going to say I'm taking relegation. I'm not, but I'd take scraping survival and having a bit of a cup run, because let's be honest, you've got to have some fun somewhere. There's no relegation battle.
No, it's not. As long as you get out of it, it's quite that celebration when you get out of it is quite fun. Not gonna lie, I don't want to ever experience it again. But
yeah, it's just it's not even relief, because you still end up pissed off at the fact that you were there in the first place. Whereas you never get pissed off at the fact that you're there at an FA Cup semi-final. Although I wouldn't know, I've never been to one.
Yeah, to be fair,
and I've been to at least 3 or 4 relegation battles now, so I think I know which one I prefer.
Fair enough. I would also imagine that I prefer to be in a cup semi-final rather than a relegation battle. I don't think that's too hot to take, that one, Philip.
There we go then. I've solved it all.
But yeah, I think I don't, unless there's anything else you want to cover, mate. I think that's pretty much it, mate.
No, I think basically just no, I don't want to have fate decided on the last day of the season, Michael. But I'm happy to see a cup run. I'm happy to see.
And just a quick one. The answer to Temp Name's question is yes, that is actually the case. Wigan in 2013 won the FA Cup and were relegated a couple of days later.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
No. It just spoils everything, that, doesn't it? It spoils the whole FA Cup thing, doesn't it? Yeah. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there, mate. Just a quick reminder, guys. If you haven't checked it out already, check out the fantastic football prizes. They have got a brilliant prize on offer for you guys this week, and that is. Bear with me 1 second. Hang on. This is here now on me. Overlay. Right, there we go, guys. Fantastic prize on offer here from Football Prizes. Just hide that chat a second. What's happened there? Sorry about this, guys. Fantastic prize on offer from Football Prize. It is a Marcelo Bielsa signed and custom-framed Leeds United shirt with an inbuilt TV and LED lights. So it's going to look absolutely the works. It's going to look great. It's going to stand out in your living room, wherever you're going to leave it if you do win this prize. It is a fantastic prize on offer, this one. And there's plenty of other fantastic prizes on offer from Football Prizes. Not just Leeds United stuff either. Plenty of other stuff as well as that. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Only a couple of hours left to go on this one. Closes 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Check it out, guys. Check it out. And the link is in the description down below. So if you can check us out on that one, and get involved. Tickets are selling very, very quickly on this one. You don't want to miss out on this fantastic prize. Check it out, guys. So, Phil, I think we will leave it there, mate.
Yeah,
you can see me.
No, I can't see you. But just
can you see me now?
Yeah, and the comments are still there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hopefully by next time we'll have learned how to use this shit.
Yeah, it hasn't been our most professional stream, this one. Even by our standards, this hasn't been the most professional one. We are still. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know how to use this software. I think we've done a decent job of it, Phil. Apart from the text over your face, I think we've done a decent job of it. And yeah, that is that. We're going to leave it there anyway, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already. And that is the world's longest applause, that one. Dear me. Anyway,
with you, mate.
Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and yeah, hit the comments as well. Check out Football Prizes as well for their fantastic football prizes too. And we will leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.